An appeal to the Washington State Supreme Court to allow a referendum effort on the new income tax law to proceed was officially denied today. Now, the conservative political group Let's Go Washington initially filed a referendum request with the Office of the Secretary of State to say we should let the people, weigh in on this. Senate Bill 6346 was attached with a referendum clause addendum, basically to say this is so essential to the state budget that voters should not at this point have an opportunity to weigh in via referendum. Let's Go Washington challenged that and said, wait a minute, this bill should not be essential to the implementation of the state budget at this point because it doesn't even take effect until 2029 based on 2028 tax returns for millionaires in the state of Washington. Well, Secretary of State Steve Hobbs rejected that referendum, and then Let's Go Washington went back and appealed that. Well, today the secretary, or the state Supreme Court, weighed in and said, we reject that appeal to the decision from the Secretary of State. They put in part, consistent with the words of the Constitution and our unbroken line of precedent, we hold that engrossed second substitute 6346 falls within the exception for laws that are necessary for the support of the state government and not subject to referendum under Article 2, Section 1, that would be of the state constitution. Now, when Secretary of State Steve Hobbs rejected the measure, he cited the fact that state lawmakers had attached that necessity clause to the bill, stating that despite the fact the millionaire's tax does not take effect until 2029 based on 2028 tax returns, it is necessary for the immediate implementation of the state budget. And Let's Go Washington and founder Brian Haywood, their whole argument was, wait a minute, if it's really essential and necessary, an emergency to the state budget, show me where the necessity is for that right now, based on the fact that we're not going to see these profits for 3 years. And today I spoke with Hallie Balch with Let's Go Washington, and she told me, the referendum's not happening now. We're exploring other options, but she was actually encouraged by the fact that the state Supreme Court said, we're basing this on earlier precedents from the same court that said, this is a necessity, so we're not going to move forward with it. We give deference to state lawmakers. She says, if in fact they're going to be relying on their earlier precedents, maybe they will do the same when it comes to the income tax finally reaching the state court, because you remember the state Supreme Court here in Washington has many times already ruled that our state constitution violates an income tax. We can't have that because we have a uniformity clause in the state of Washington. In other words, if millionaires are going to be taxed at this 9.9% rate, everybody else has to be as well. So they were trying to kind of put a positive spin on today's decision. There will also likely be initiatives to come. Referendum's an easier bar to reach. You don't have to have nearly as many signatures. But Let's Go Washington is confident that Washington taxpayers are so upset about the new income tax that they would sign on to an initiative, whether it goes to the people or to the legislature. And whether that's this year or next year, they're confident they're going to have enough support for that to move it forward. I also today spoke with Washington State Party Chair Shasti Conrad to get her reaction on the decision from the state Supreme Court to not allow the referendum to move ahead.
I would just say, we're really proud of both, the governor and our majority in the state legislature for getting the millionaire's tax passed. It's something that has been, asked for decades. There's been so much work done to fix our regressive tax system. It's really nice to see some movement. And, we expect that there will be ongoing challenges, coming to try to put a stop to it. But we know that it's popular, even with some Republicans. We've heard a number of Republicans who have said actually that they're in support of it. And that everyone needs to remember that it's only taxes on income that are in excess of 1 million. So your first million's free if you're making that annually. If you're making, $1 million or less annually, don't have to worry about a thing. If you're making more than $1 million in income annually, then yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more and pay your fair share to help the state.